Alright people, now on this particular video, as you can tell what I have on here on the table is a Glock 19, and it's a generation 3. Now of course we all know they make generation 4, you know, which has a little different style recoil spring, you know, but I'm not into all that. I just simply stick with what I know, and I know that generation 3 are the tried and true Glocks that they have put torture test after torture test with. You know, I'm not dissing or I'm not degrading a generation 4, but I just prefer the generation 3. So anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, the Glock 19 is the more compact Glock compared to the Glock 17. The 17's barrel comes on out to about right there, about another inch long barrel, and the grip comes down just a little bit more. But even with this one, you can still get your full hand on, as you can see. You know, there's nothing hanging off the bottom. It's just flush. I can get my whole, even my pinky on there, and that's what I like. So, as we can tell, for safety nerds, it's not loaded. So, we got that out of the way too. Anyway, great gun though, and I have to be honest with you. When I first got talking about Glocks, thinking about Glocks, you know, I was like, damn, I really did. I thought, hey, what a piece of shit. You know, half plastic. You know, I was just not too keen on no plastic freaking gun, or polymer, as you could say. Well, plastic, I guess you could say, is a little bit of a bad word for it. It is polymer. This stuff is way tougher than actual plastic, as most of you know who own these Glocks. But anyway, like I say, great gun. I've got a Glock 21 that I will do a review on. I put like 750 rounds through it, 0 failures. This one I've only put around 200 rounds through because I'm just not the biggest 9mm fan. Although I do shoot 9mm here and there. You know, we all know the bullet's a little cheaper than the 45s to shoot. A little more easier on your wallet, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, and like of course, as you've seen on most of my reviews, I give you the information that you need in these reviews. I don't stretch it out no 40-minute. There ain't no sense in having 40-minute damn gun review, okay? Now I understand a 40-minute shooting video. Like, you know, but anyway, so that out of the way, you know, I've got some Perfecta ammo out here, which is pretty good. I've been experimenting with that here recently. Good brass ammo. But we're not going to get off track, okay? Because I'm very good at doing that. But anyway, beast-ass gun here. I really do like them. They're highly weather resistant, by the way. They're the type of gun you ain't got to worry about getting dirty and worrying about it jamming. You know, they handle dirt very well. Once again, it's the compact version. It just fits really good. It's just really good and just compact. You know what I'm saying? Still fits my hand. You know, they got the smaller versions where your pinky hangs off the bottom down there, and all you get is them 2 fingers on it. So I can't deal with that. I'm sorry. I'm just not one of them. Even though they offer magazines that come on down farther for your pinky to grip on, whatever. This is the smallest gun I will own. For reasons being, I just don't like freaking small ass pocket pistols and stuff, you know. Smallest as it gets here. Still holds 15 rounds, you know, double stack magazine, of course. 15 rounds. They offer, of course, 30 round magazines or whatever too. I think it's 33 round, I'm not sure. But another thing I was gonna say, I'd heard tales one time of some of them not being made in Austria, and I'm not sure about that. I don't know a lot about that particular subject. But I always make sure when I get a Glock it says made. I don't know if it's picking it up, but let's see that. Yeah, made in Austria. I make sure it always says made in Austria, just like with Springfield 1911s. I always make sure they say made in USA. You know, Geneseo, Illinois. Otherwise, to me, it's just a piece of shit, because I like authenticity in my firearms. So anyway, good ass gun, good made, easy to take apart, easy to maintain. I'd say for any first time gun owner, you know, I mean, a Glock's kind of hard to beat, even though I am a 1911 man. If you've watched any of my videos or are familiar with my channel, you'll know that I love 1911s. particularly Springfield and Para Ordnance, by the way. But a great gun. I've had 0 malfunctions. I've only had this gun jam once, and that was with my wife. And it's because, you know how women like the limp wrist. When they shoot, you know, they get that floppy limp wrist going on. The semi-automatic pistols are absolutely not designed for limp wristing. Anyone should know that. That's why everybody says women should own revolvers, which I can sort of agree with that. So, great gun, compact, you know, feels great in the hand. I like them. What can I say? I put 750 rounds through my Glock 21. I'm pretty damn sure that you could put 750 rounds through this. I mean, bottom line is I've done plenty of looking up reviews on these Glocks, and I've seen that you can get roughly 10,000 rounds out of them before something goes wrong. And usually what goes wrong first, now if you pay attention here, these guns are really easy to take apart, by the way. Take your magazine out, okay? I hate dry firing guns, but you have to dry fire the Glock to take it apart. So do the old dry fire. Pull it back, wrap your hand around it, just like that. Pull back, and you see that right there? Pull it back till it's like 3 millimeters. Just pull it back about 3 millimeters. And then see these tabs? Reach around, pull the tabs, let the slide loose. And then all you gotta do is simply pull it off, pull the slide off, and there's your frame, okay? Now the only downside to a Glock while I'm at this that I do not like is these little, where the slide hooks onto these little frame rails, or I call frame tabs, as you can see right here. There's a tab, there's a tab, there's a tab, make sure it's picking it up, okay, and there's a tab. As you can see, they're relatively thin. That's the only downside I have, but I haven't had no problems. And with the other Glock, I've dropped it and done a bunch of other shit with it. I ain't had no problem. But it's that simple to take apart. Take your recoil spring. And with the Generation 4s, the recoil spring is designed different. And I don't really see the damn sense in redesigning something that already fucking worked to begin with. So I think Generation 4s is just a slap-ass joke, in my opinion. You might have a different opinion. I flat out don't give a shit. Oh, but anyway, so then you just slide your barrel out, like so, and you're done. That's your basic field strip. It's that fucking simple. I mean, if you can't do that, you've got some serious problems. And also, I could, of course, strip it down the rest of the way. You press that down, this thing pops off, you take the striker out and all that shit, but we ain't doing that in this video. That's for a different video. But anyway, real easy to take apart. Love, I really do. I used to hate the Glocks when I first heard of them. I'm like, plastic piece of shit. But after I bought my Glock 21, that was the first one I bought. This was the second one. After I bought my first one and had some time experimenting with it, I do like them. Except for these little tabs here. The tabs is what gets me. Because if I was just to take this thing and slap somebody over the fucking head with it, you know, if needed be, you know, I think it would bend those little tabs. And I've heard of the Glocks even working with 3 tabs. If one of those tabs broke off, I've heard that the Glocks still work just fine with 3 tabs. But they are highly reliable. They ain't no junk. Okay, don't let me, I'm not trying to diss Glocks. I'm simply trying to give you my views and opinions on it. Everybody else has views and opinions, just like assholes and elbows. Everybody's got assholes and elbows too. So, good gun. Fairly lightweight compared to my trusty 1911s I like so much. Like I say, they come with plastic guide rod. Most people they replace it with a metal guide rod. I do not see any sense in that. Okay. The way they come factory is perfect. Perfect, you know. Trigger feels fine. It's a striker fired trigger, which feels way hell better than a double action only DAO trigger. To me, the DAO, double action only trigger, feels like a freaking staple. Well, we had a few little interruptions, I'm sorry. Thanks to video editing programs, I'm actually able to, I ran out of video space. It done bloop, 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 bloop. Said you was out of motherfucking space. So I cleared me off an old video to finish this video for you. And like I say, great gun, great gun. Love it. I mean, it feels great, you know. Good pointing feel. I mean, they're just hard to beat. What more do you want me to freaking say about them? And I mean, I've shot this video gun on some of my videos, so I figured, hell, it was time to go ahead and throw up a review video for you. Now, price for this, we all know Glock prices are about the same, and they've been the same for many years. I'd say 530 bucks, 549, something like that. So, hard to beat, very good entry-level gun, okay? And no matter what caliber, okay? So it doesn't matter if you get a 45, a 9mm, or even, let's say you wanted the bigger version with a little longer barrel, a little more longer grip, holds a little more rounds, the Glock 17. This is the 19, more compact. And this is the smallest I will go and feel comfortable with. I just ain't no pocket pistol type man. So, for like $539, $549, $550, under $600, let's put it that way and make it simple. Great gun, hard to beat. I'd say you could easily get 10,000 rounds out of it without any problems. And by the way, I was going to take it apart one more last time. Let's do this really quick here, people, okay? This trigger spring here, there's a little trigger spring back here. I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard to you can kind of see that spring. It's right in front of my pinky. That little trigger spring is about the only thing I think that will go out on this gun. Yeah, you can see it. At around, I'd say, roughly 10,000, give or take. Okay? So, just thought I'd throw that in for you. I've read plenty of reviews. Once again, they're great guns. And, are they my favorite guns? No. But do I like them? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Great gun. So, thanks for watching, and I will definitely see you on that next video.